Hello, my name is Gary Britland. I'm at Church Kirk, and this site is Bridge Street Works. All the way along this site are soap manufacturers, tar manufacturers, fat producers, Ashworth products. The reason why the canal came this way because the Peels didn't want the canal going over the works, which I pointed out earlier at Church Bank, so it had to just snake round the church and then right round this site. This is the church loop, and it loops right round towards Rishton. And this area, this site is Cote Holme Works. The earliest producers were T.N.T bleach works. This site's mainly bleach works, producing that sort of chemicals, acids, salts. T.N.T is the earliest name to deal with this site, just before 1800. Later it was owned by Burries, Henry Burry, and part of the Cote Holme site was taken over by Henry Burry in 1850s. Products included indigo, Prussian blue, soap, tallow, allied chemicals for the textile finishing trade. In about 1930, a section of the buildings was leased to Ashworth Products Limited. Animal products manufacturers. Burries ceased trade around 1940. So this site all the way down here, right to the bottom, which was Hargreaves Mill. Hargreaves Mill stored a lot of cotton and wool. All the way down there was a massive factories and chemical works all the way down, so it must have had a real pong at one time because there was that much smog and chemicals coming out of the works. There was people coming out to the factories actually covered in the products. They were called canaries, yellow. Chlorine was the yellow colouring. Chlorine was made further down at William Blythe's. That site was taken over. It was called Blythe and Benson's earlier on, but then the guy Benson came away and it was just William Blythe, and he started manufacturing here early on. It was called Holland Bank Works. Holland Bank Works started in 1845 by Blythe and Benson, but he, like I said, he came away. It was just William Blythe. William Blythe came from Kirk in Scotland, and he studied chemistry. He was an awesome chemist, and they made lots of products here. I think they just store products here now, but in 1917 a site nearby, Cote Holme Works, which was owned by Lancelot Blythe, Cote Holme Works blew up in 1917 when they were making pitric acid and storing T.N.T, but all that blew up and obliterated the village of Church, and most of the windows in the old church just down here. But this site still carries on now, and is part of this site's Walker Steel, which was at Blackburn at one time, but it's now here, which you can just see behind me. And then down further on is William Blythe's, which is still operating. The railway you can just see along the edge of the trees. If you follow the line of trees, that's the railway. And there were steel struts along there, but they've been filled in recently, so you can't see the struts now because there's a lot of soil to support it. But the church line runs right round and head towards Blackburn, and this way goes towards Accrington. But we'll carry on following and talking about the industries further up. When the explosion happened, there was a mill down this side that had a chimney. It was called the banana chimney because the chimney bent because of the blast, but it's now been pulled down, and that was at Canal Bank Works, just further down here, which the mill partly still exists, and is Euro Mill, the bubble factory, and they sell soaps and different products, brushes and that, so it still exists now. So it's still quite a busy site, but not as much as it was then in the mid 1800s. So thank you.